Hare Krishna. We would like to welcome all the participants for this auspicious association of His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami Guru Maharaj. So we are hearing from Srila Guru Maharaj on every Thursday from 8 to 9 a.m. And today is the third session of seminar Glories of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is the last session, so we request all the devotees to please hear attentively so that at the end there will be a quiz. You all can participate in that. Hare Krishna.
This morning, briefly, I discussed about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's encounter with Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was a great scholar. Okay, a little history behind history of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Those days, Mithila was the place for studying of Nyaya Shastra. They had all the scriptures of Nyaya Shastra in Mithila, and they would never let anyone take anything out of Mithila, so that they wanted to have monopoly, that anybody who wanted to study Nyaya Shastra has to come to Mithila. And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya went to study Nyaya Shastra in Mithila. And they would not let you copy anything and take notes in writing. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya memorized all the scriptures. And he came back to Navadvip and he started the school of Nyaya Shastra studies. And as a result of that, Navadvip became the place for studying of Nyaya Shastra. And it is said that those scholars of Mithila became so upset with Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya that they sent assassins to kill him. But when they came and saw Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, they were so moved by his personality that they told him why they came, that they have been sent to kill him. And they said that, look, take care of him. Now we are going away, but maybe they'll send somebody else. So that is the time Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya left Navadvip and he went to Orissa, Jagannath Puri. Actually the capital was Cuttack, but he used to stay in Jagannath Puri. And King Prataprudra gave him the protection. So that is how, although Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was from Navadvip, he actually shifted to Jagannath Puri. Like you can see that there used to be such viciousness even among the scholars. Like that shows how degrading the false ego can be. This is our place of studies and nobody else will be able to study anywhere else. And when somebody did that, they didn't consider his brilliance, that he was such a brilliant person that he memorized everything and took it out of Mithila. So we can see the great scholarship of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was considered to be the greatest exponent of Vedanta philosophy. And when Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya became a devotee, all the Vedantists, impersonal school, became very upset that our best scholar now has left us. This way we can see that the conflict that was always existing between devotees and impersonalists. Even now we see in Kumbh Mela here, Vaishnavas on one side, Mayavadis on another side. Actually, we don't have any problem. Our understanding is Lord Shiva is one of the greatest devotees of the Lord. These Mayavadis are generally worshippers of Lord Shiva, Shaivites. So the conflict is going on since time immemorial. Especially in South India, there was a big conflict between Shaivites and Vaishnavas. So much so that the king at that time wanted to blind Ramanujacharya because they considered that Ramanujacharya is such a threat to their philosophy. He was defeating their philosophy and establishing the supremacy of personalism. And the king actually wanted to invited him. The idea was they'll blind him. Somehow, one follower of Ramanujacharya could understand what was going to happen. So what they did, he went, instead of letting Ramanujacharya go, he went, Kuresh. And the king blinded him, took away his eyes. So we can see that so much cruelty was going on in that, even in spiritual realm. There are threats on their lives. And anyway, in a way, the world today has become a much better place in that sense. At least that kind of cruelty doesn't take place anymore. And here we can see, like, we have perfect relationship. There is Mahakal temple, worship temple of Lord Shiva. We go there, worship Lord Shiva. And many of them come here also. It looks like the world has become a lot more civilized nowadays. Even people say that on that side of Shipra is Mahakal temple, and this side of Shipra is ISKCON temple. So this temple has become so prominent, meaning Krishna is being recognized, and so many residents of Ujjain, those who are impersonalists before, they have become devotees. Heading that list is Raga Pandit. Is Raga Pandit here? Okay, he was the first one to be converted. So anyway, and so many of you have become devotees. Actually, it's a matter of understanding. Lord Shiva is there, Krishna is there. Both are there. It's not that one is there and the other doesn't exist. Or one is the greatest, the other is not. We have to see who is who. It is not that because we are Krishna devotees, therefore we are trying to establish Krishna as the greatest. We are just following the scriptures. And we can recognize who is Lord Shiva. We can recognize who is Krishna. Brahma Samhita is clearly indicating identity of Lord Shiva. He is, first of all, he is an incarnation. Gunavatar. The personality, the incarnation who is taking care of the mode of ignorance, tamoguna. He is the destroyer. Brahma is creating, Vishnu is maintaining, Lord Shiva is destroying. So the specific assignment is there for him. Even more profound understanding. Brahma Samhita is describing Kshiram jatha dadhi vikara vishesha jogat sanjayate nahi tata prithagasti hetu ya sambhutam api tatha samupaiti karjad govindam adi purusham tamaham bhajami. Just as milk becomes yogurt, Kshiram, milk, dadhi, yogurt, Bikara Vishesha Yogat, with some specific Vishesha Yogat, with some specific ingredient, milk turns into yogurt. Is there any difference between milk and yogurt? Same milk has become yogurt. So in order to accomplish some specific mission, samupaiti karjad, to achieve some specific purpose, karjad, Krishna transformed himself into Sambhu. And what is the specific purpose? There are various specific purpose. One purpose, as I said, in order to destroy. There is a need for destruction. To build something new, you have to destroy the old. If there is an old building and you have to build a new building, what do? You have to get rid of the old building. There is a need for that. So in the matter of creation also, there is a need for destruction. And Lord Shiva does that. The other karjad is there's a need for jivas to come into this material nature. Tashang brahmo mahajjonir aham bija pradapita. Right? In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is saying that. Mahajjonir, in the great of this material nature, I am the seed-giving father. So, the living entities has to come into this material nature. Now, Krishna cannot directly deal with the material nature, because material nature is his Bahiranga Shakti, separated energy. So, he cannot directly deal with the separated energy. Then it will not be separated, then it will become internal potency, not external potency. So, in order to deal with the material nature, he transforms himself into Lord Shiva, Shambhu. So, he transforms, and what is the purpose? The living entities has to be sent to this material nature. So what is the medium? What is the means through which the living entities are sent to the material nature? Through the agency of Lord Shiva. Therefore material nature Durga, material nature is Durga, Mahamaya, and who is the husband of Durga? Lord Shiva. It is through Lord Shiva that the living entities are projected into this material nature. In simple words, we all came here through the agency of Lord Shiva. So how can we disregard Lord Shiva? It is through him that we came here. And therefore Lord Shiva is worshipped in the form of lingam. Lord Shiva generally is not worshipped with a Shiva form. Whenever you go to Shiva temple, he is worshipped in the form of the lingam. Because that is how he is represented. Tashang Brahma Mahajjonir Aham Bija Pradapita. So when you look at it from the scriptures, everything becomes crystal clear. When we have this understanding, can we have any conflict? No. The trouble starts when there is no clear understanding. Due to lack of understanding, all kinds of conflicts begin. When people have proper understanding, there is no possibility of conflict. So, to go back to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, initially he was an impersonalist. You can consider that he is the greatest of all the impersonalists of that time. And he became a devotee. So that community became very, very upset. And One great leader of the impersonalist cult was Prakashananda Saraswati. His seat was in Benares, another place of Lord Shiva. Generally, the impersonalists gather or settle in the places of Lord Shiva. And Prakashananda Saraswati, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came on his way to Vrindavan, he stopped in Benares. And Prakashananda Saraswati used to blaspheme Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, saying that, oh, that Vaishnava, all he does is say Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. They chant, dance. Useless people. Bunch of illiterates. They don't have any knowledge. They don't study Vedanta Sutra. And this is how he used to blaspheme Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's followers, a few handful of devotees there, they were very upset. And they used to think that instead of listening to the blasphemy, it's better that we give up our lives. Because that's how Vaishnava feels. When a great Vaishnava is blasphemed, he cannot tolerate that. He decides that better I give up my life. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could understand that. So one day, one Maharashtrian Brahmin came and humbly invited him to his house. Said, we're inviting all the sannyasis, so you also please come. Usually Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't accept any invitation, but he accepted his invitation. And all big sannyasis were there. Prakashananda Saraswati had thousands of disciples, sannyasi disciples. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went, this is how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually conquered everyone's heart. He did not, we saw with Keshav Kashmiri, we saw with Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he did not get into a debate and argument and defeat. He took very humble position and converted them. Like Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Listen to him for 7 days. When Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya asked him, did you understand what I am saying? Then only he spoke. He said, I can understand the sutra, but I cannot understand your explanation. So he was surprised. The explanation is to clarify the sutra, explain the sutra, simplify the sutra to your understanding. And you are saying that you understand the sutra, but you don't understand the bhashya. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu just told him, your explanation is not really clarifying, but covering the meaning. Wrong explanation, will it clarify the meaning? No, it will cover the meaning. And he could understand that. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, and we saw what a great devotee Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya became in course of time. He was a great scholar, and he wrote 100 prayers in glorification of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, called Sarvabhauma Shatakam. 100 shlokas in glorification of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Jai Shri Shri Prahlad Nrsimhadev ki jai. Jai Shri Shri Krishna Balaram ki jai. Jai Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan ki Jai Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki Jai Shri Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra. So in this way, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was transformed because he could see the understanding. That's another good thing about them, that when somebody came and gave a better understanding, they would accept that. And there are so many such examples. In Bhagavad Gita, there is a clear understanding. Klesho adhikatavastesham abhyakta shakti chetasham. This impersonalistic approach simply causes distress. Klesho adhikatavastesham. And abhyakta hikati dukkham. Personalistic approach simply causes distress. Whereas devotional service is so simple. Krishna is there, Krishna is there. Surrender unto Him. He is the person who is controlling everything. And then when you surrender, then you see that how He is taking care of you. Actually, we can see so easily how He is taking care of us. A little intelligent approach, we can see how He is providing for everything. Who is supplying all the food? Who made this arrangement? Actually, it's very difficult to be an atheist. In simple words, to be an atheist, you have to be an absolute stupid. Just consider, like atheists say, there is no God. Okay, just take a seed of an apple, falls on the ground, a tree comes out. In the tree there are apples. In the apple there are seeds. In the seeds there are trees. In the trees there are apples. In those apples there are seeds. And it goes on. Can it come just by accident? How can anybody say nobody created that? I'll tell you how one has to be a real idiot to not to believe in a supreme creator. Did anyone make this? If I say no, it fell from the sky. Or if we say there was a big bang and there came the karta, will anybody accept it? You all are laughing. Right? Everyone is laughing. Why are you laughing? Because it's such a stupid proposal, isn't it? Microphone, did anyone make it? Now if I come and tell you, no, nobody made it. Nobody made it. There was an explosion and it all became microphone. Will you think that I'm very intelligent if I make a proposal like that? So if I'm not intelligent, who am I? To make a proposal like that, won't I have to become very stupid? So that's what I actually mean. Can anybody accept that this table came just on its own? Then how come this creation? We are calling it creation, but we are saying there is no creator. How can there be creation without a creator? Anyway, let's not get into that. So, I know I am speaking to a very learned, intelligent assembly. So, it doesn't take very much but it's so simple. Surrender. Recognize how He is actually taking care of everything. If He is taking care of everything, won't He take care of me? Right? He won't take care of me as long as I think that I can take care of myself. Doesn't the father sometimes say, the son, if the son says, well, I don't need you, I can take care of myself. The father says, okay, go, find out, try it out, see what happens. Right? So similarly, as long as we say that we are able to take care of ourselves, then Krishna will say, okay, fine, take care of yourself. Therefore, there is a need to surrender. No, Krishna, I can't take care of myself. You take care of me. You have been taking care of me, so now you take care of me. I am surrendering myself unto you. Then what happens? Free from anxiety? Isn't it? If there is somebody who you can rely on, will you have any anxiety? So that is how simple Krishna consciousness is, surrender to Krishna. So anyway, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted the invitation. All these big sannyasis were sitting on exalted seats. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came. There's a place where everybody washed his feet. In those days people used to walk barefoot, and when they went to some place, first they would wash their feet. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu washed his feet and sat down there. See what a tricky, how he tricked them all. He sat in that place. So what was the natural reaction? Oh, no, why are you sitting there? Come and sit with us. No, you see, I'm not exalted enough, I'm not qualified to sit with you also. When one takes an approach like that, can you have any negative feeling towards him? So that is how humble disposition actually works. And not only Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sat there, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu displayed some of his opulence. Isn't he the source of Brahma Jyoti? So those people are thinking of Aham Brahmasmi. And they saw Brahma Jyoti is coming out of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's body. So what is their natural reaction? And they all became humble, more humble. And now he is taking such a humble position, saying that, no, I can't sit with you all because I'm not qualified. You all are so exalted. I'm just a low-class sannyasi of lower order. Then Prakashananda Saraswati himself went, took him by his hand, who he was blaspheming all this while. He took him by his hand and brought him onto that exalted platform and made him sit there. And he started to speak to him in a very nice way. He said that, why you're a sannyasi? Why do you chant and dance? That's not the business of a sannyasi. Sannyasi must be serious. Aham Brahmasmi. So that should be your mood. Not Aham Dasosmi. Aham Narayanasmi. That is the sannyasi's mood. So then he asked, why do you just sing and dance, act in such a frivolous way? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, what to do, my guru gave me the mantra. And as I started to chant the mantra, I don't know what happened. I started to behave like a madman. I lost all control over myself. So I went to my guru and I told him, what kind of mantra you gave me that made me mad? And my guru said that is the perfection of chanting the mantra. By chanting the mantra, when one achieves perfection, he develops his love for Krishna. And that love for Krishna makes him behave in that way. You haven't become mad, but you have achieved the ultimate perfection of chanting the mantra. Therefore, I'm always chanting, and whatever is happening to me. So in this way, he started to speak to them. And eventually, through the discussion, Prakashananda, Saraswati and all the sannyasis assembled there recognized the ultimate goal of life is not to achieve liberation, merging in Brahma Jyoti, but ultimate goal of life is to become a devotee of Krishna. So all the sannyasis overnight, they all became devotees. That is the potency of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this is how we can see, like people, those who did not accept him to be the Supreme Personality of Godhead, eventually became his devotees. And those who didn't want to accept Krishna, they became devotees of Krishna. And here we are seeing that it's happening all over the world. Those who never had any connection with Vedic culture, those who never even heard the name Krishna, now they're chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Isn't it madness? Isn't somebody come and sees that you're doing that, they'll say, what happened? These people became mad. And wait, when you start dancing, they'll say they're completely gone case. They are completely lost. So, this is the potency of the holy name. There are people who never had any connection, became devotees. And it's happening all over the world. Millions of people have become devotees now. Like few years back, could you think that you would become a devotee? Rather, when you saw the devotees, you thought, what's wrong with these guys? Isn't it? You must have been laughing at them, seeing the devotees. Look, what's wrong? These guys are chanting. These guys are dancing. I won't be able to do that. My God, I can't do like that. And today you are doing it, yes. So that is the potency of Krishna consciousness. Something happens to your consciousness, and the result is your heart becomes full of joy. Why you dance? You know what is dance? Dance is the external expression of your internal bliss. When you internally feel the joy becomes manifest externally through your body in the form of dancing. So this is what happens, like you can't resist it. So this is how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu transformed people at that time, all over. Not only human beings. Once Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was traveling through the forest of, not too far from here, forest of Jharkhand. And Sir Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had one companion with him, Balabhadra Bhattacharya. He actually told everyone what actually happened. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was going, and one tiger was lying on the way. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu happened to just step onto the tiger. Can you imagine if you step onto a tiger, what would happen? But what did tiger start to do? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Just by Mahaprabhu's touch. And then other animals came, hearing that sound. And they also started to chant Hare Krishna. So once Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to take bath in one pond, in one lake, or maybe a river. And at that time, all these elephants were there. Can you imagine? So many elephants. And they can be very, very ferocious. Like they're sporting and you go near them, you know. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu just told them, chant Hare Krishna. He actually splashed the water onto the elephant. And they started to chant Hare Krishna. So in this way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made the animals chant Hare Krishna and dance in ecstasy. Not only the human beings were affected, even the animals were affected. So in this way, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spread Krishna consciousness all over. Thank you very much. Now we can
Hare Krishna. So, thank you everyone for hearing so patiently. So, we'll announce. First, the devotees can find the quiz result, quiz link in the chat box. There is a link of today's quiz in the chat box. You can start. And the result for the last quiz we can show. Hare Krishna Maharaj, can you please announce the results? Hare Krishna. You need to unmute Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. First position, Shumon Gaurdas, 10 correct out of 10, 12,035 marks. Second position, Akhilesh Nagar, 9 out of 10, 11,146. And third position, SP. His guest Prabhupada's disciple, servant. He is divine guest Prabhupada's servant. 9 out of 10, 11,090.
Haribo.
Haribo. So let us give exam first. Oh, here is there. Huh? You can give today's exam. that does not activate percussion.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So, Maharaj. Hare Krishna. So, the link will be open till the evening. So, the devotees can take the time and fill the quiz. So, today's quote by Shri Guru Maharaj. Maharaj left, I think his internet was not good. So we will finish with the quote by Shri Guru Maharaj. February 2nd, Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto, 7th chapter, verse 28, Mumbai. Guru Maharaj is saying, if we are in association of devotees, our spiritual life is perfectly safe. However, if we give up the protection, that association, no matter how strong we may be in our Krishna consciousness, Maya will knock us down. Param Pujya Shri Srimad Bhakti Charu Swami Guru Maharaj ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari.